The Trifecta, an interactive learning structure from Studio 113.
Hey guys, John Hardison here with you from Studio 113 at East Hall High School in Gainesville, Georgia. Let us look at a new interactive learning structure we have called the Trifecta. Come on, let's take a look. So, first, the setup. We have three judges right here. As you can see, I have it blocked off so that they don't see any notes, so that the teams don't see any notes, I should say. And do know that when it comes time to judge, which I'll talk about in just a second, they simply hold up their numbers as if it's a diving competition.
Let's look very briefly at the way our judges score. So we have 4 categories, and the first category is clarity, 1 to 3 points. Was the team clearly speaking about whatever the prompts were, or maybe what the challenge was? And then number 2, accuracy. Did the students or did the team know what they were talking about? Did they adhere to the prompt, and were they on point? Number 3, overall teamwork, collaboration, discipline, respect, positivity, many other things. And do know for these 3 points, the judges are looking continually to see how the team interacts with one another. So when the teams are having prep time before a challenge or before rhetorical strategies, before anything, they are looking to see if the team is working as a team. And also when the other teams are presenting, the judges are watching to see how respectful the opposing team is. And then if there is just a gut effect to where the judges feel like, man, this is awesome, then we ask them to give a wow factor, which would be a total of 10 points. The judges who would be seated at the front of the classroom, they will have sheets labeled 1 through 10, and just like a diving competition, they would hold up the appropriate number, and then I would go to a spreadsheet that looks just like this, and I will give you a copy for this in the blog post from Getting Smart. You can use this spreadsheet and immediately go down through there and just tally up the points from each team and for the judges. And then at the end of each round, if you will, you can just tell everybody what the score is, and they definitely get into it and get competitive. So there you go.
But we start with our 3 judges at the head of the class. Over here we have Team A, over here we have Team B, and it goes like this. What we'll do is we'll read, say, a speech, like we did this last week. We'll read a speech or any other type of literature. We'll chunk just a portion of that, whatever portion we think we need to read at that time. For example, we were doing the Great Dictator speech from Charlie Chaplin here recently, and we started off looking at the first couple of paragraphs, started off kind of slowly. Once we read that, maybe listen to it also on YouTube, kind of let us kind of take a look at it for a few minutes. We'll let the teams kind of look at that, talk a little bit about the rhetorical strategies, about what they think about it, and then it's on. What we do is we go through 3 sections. And you may not be able to see this, but I will put it in the video tutorial right about here. So what is next is we will go to section 1 and we'll look at agree or disagree. We'll take some dice, some actual dice, or maybe just my smartphone app, and I'll pull up the dice app. Students can flick the phone and roll the dice. I'll have the team leaders who have already been assigned or selected from their peers. Those team leaders will roll the dice to see which team agrees or disagrees. Highest number gets to choose agree or disagree. Lowest number gets to choose if they will speak first or if they will speak second. What we'll do is we'll go 3 rounds of 45 seconds. Now, it does not say 3 people. It just says 3 rounds of 45 seconds. So, for example, if we start on Team A first, they will have 45 seconds, at which time, maybe around 40 seconds, I will kind of do that right there. Something I do a lot in our debate structures to let them know to kind of wind it down within 5 or 10 seconds. First round of 45, counter round of 45. We do that. 3 times. Now again, it says 3 rounds, not 3 people, so if all 10, 12, or 15 team members want to speak and that allotted time, they may do so, but I do try to keep it to where it's pretty disciplined. Because the next thing we'll do is we'll go to rhetorical strategies. Each team will have about 3 minutes, and for these 3 minutes what they'll do is they'll make sure that everybody contributes to the rhetorical strategies. Of course, all students will have the information on Canvas. They'll have the handouts. They'll have a copy of the speech. They'll have all necessary links and resources. And then they'll have the 3 minutes to speak to the judges about the rhetorical strategies they found in that speech and what the effects of those rhetorical strategies are. Of course, for this section number 2, the rhetorical strategies analysis, what I would do is I would just have the team leaders roll the dice to see who goes first and who goes second. I will say for this one, when the first team goes to speak about the rhetorical strategies, I will have the other team either in the back room or I'll have them out in the hallway so that they don't hear what's being said to the judges and try to steal some of that knowledge. Once that is done, like we did with the first section, we'll go ahead and have the judges score. And remember, the judges are scoring individually, although they may talk about what they saw and what they heard, but they will judge individually. And then the third section, or you may call it round, the third section is a fun section. And to be honest, it just comes kind of straight from my crazy brain here. And what we'll do is we'll do things like speaking about certain sections of the speech that relate to students personally. But as they're doing that, they may be on the stage with 3 Nerf balls, 3 people talking, and they have to pass the Nerf balls to the right or to the left as they are speaking without hitting the ceiling or hitting the wall. The judges, of course, are watching to see how that goes. It really kind of racks the brain. We may also do, for one of these challenges, we may do the whole team has to present one 30-second Shark Tank presentation, one 30-second rap, and maybe one 30-second movie trailer. That would involve all the team, and I could even make it mandatory to where I say everybody must participate in the team. We can do all kinds of challenges. Whatever you think up for the challenge, do that. I do keep it based upon what we're reading and what we're studying at that time. It's a great brain break, but it also kind of makes you adhere to what you're still studying. And then at the end of this challenge, we score each side, and I continue to tally all the scores. And then we now, since we've done all 3 of these sections or rounds, you may call them, then we go to the next chunk of literature and we kind of read that, maybe discuss it a little bit as a class, and then boom, we start all over again, 1, 2, and 3. I can say for about 4 or 5 days of this interactive structure called the Trifecta, students absolutely love it. It does wear them out. It wears the teacher out, but it is engaged learning and creative learning. And hey, it's rocking the class. If you got any questions, you hit me up on Twitter at JohnHardison1. And you also can email me too, john.hardison@hallco.org. Take a look at some of the videos and the blog post. Take care. See ya.